So this is it. I've got most of the pieces. I don't have everything, but I'm pretty close. So I'm going to start. I also need to print off a couple more pieces. So while I'm waiting, I will just clear the build plate, and I will slice up the last few parts, which are for the eye stalk. Where is the eye stalk stuff? Great, that's one. I need 2 of those. And that won't take long to print, so I'll print those off. Let me just... It's almost worth, I think, at this point, when I'm doing a job and I have the printer right here, instead of having to transfer with an SD card, I should just plug in a USB cord. I've never tried printing direct from the slicer. I'd like to try it. Why not? So the only thing is, I'm not going to remember that this is it's going to be on a file called the grey eye shaft, even though it's going to print out black, and that's something I have to explain to students for about the first 6 weeks. Every time we print from something, it doesn't matter what color you make it in Tinkercad. It's going to print out whatever color the printer has. But there we go. So I've got this. This is a lovely kit as well. It really is a nice kit. This is essentially, this is a 3D printable Dalek model in a few pieces. I'm choosing to print this model, although screen inaccurate. I'm going to print this. I've chosen to print this as a Planet of the Daleks Emperor. I know that means that the neck is wrong, the base is wrong, everything is wrong. I'm just printing as a planet in the Planet Dalek colors to the best of my ability. I might have to see about printing some purple lights. We've got purple in the printer at work, so I might just take the file for the purple lights and print them at work tomorrow. Essentially what happens is when we do the Bum Fudge Spectacular, people often come up and say, oh, gee, you don't ever have little Daleks, do you? And, we're not allowed to sell anything. And, we're not profiting, but it costs us money to have a stall. And we're right next to the Girl Guides who are allowed to sell things to cover the cost of their stall. We're not allowed to, so we thought we might have little Daleks on a display. This is, I think, the 4th one we've done. Little Daleks on a display. And if somebody says, oh, you don't ever make little Daleks to sell, we might be able to quietly say, oh, well, maybe if you step outside this way. And it would just help to cover the cost of the stall, because we run a raffle and stuff like that, and we make the prizes for that. We've never turned a profit. And it's not about turning a profit, it's just about minimizing the loss. So I've just broken out the supports from under the gun boxes on these shoulders. So these are all printed at 0.2 millimeter layer height. And that's okay. There's a bit of a bump on the dome there, but this model is so nice. It's designed to be printed in the colors and just glued together. So the first one I did a Supreme, and it was okay, but I painted it, and it probably looks a little bit ropey when it's painted. It's got a moving head, and these neck sections are printed separately, so it all just kind of slots together. I've got hemispheres down here that are glued together. So what I might do, I think the hemispheres take time to do, and I usually end up doing the hemis around one of these in about a week, just because you can do a line, and you got to leave it to dry. Otherwise, you sort of got them stacked up and they want to fall off. I should have bought some gel glue, but I've only got the cheapest super glue that I could get from Officeworks. So what I might do is I might start with some rows of hemispheres, probably on the front here, and then set that aside, and then do the next section, because that can all get glued together. And then I might be able to do, the lower collar on the on the shoulders. I might be able to glue that, and then leave that, and just try and sort of work my way around to get as much done as I can. I doubt I'll get the whole thing done tonight, but I'll try and, you know, get what I can done. I'll probably use at least 2 tubes of glue on the whole thing, possibly 3. Not that I end up using the whole thing. It's just resealing super glue like this that's a sort of thin liquid. Doesn't generally work very well. Even if I do get this together, you know, what could I do next? Well, I could probably start gluing on the slats, the gold slats on here. And again, that's something that takes time because you've got to do a little bit, rotate it, let it dry, do a little bit, rotate it, let it dry. So you just hear the little enders started with the next bit. So I printed these in gold and black, and I've deliberately tried to print as much in gold and black as I can to get one of these done. And then I think the next, I might print gold and white. I might swap white into the CR10 and print some white parts and do a gold and white version, just because, sorry, a black and white version, which is the one I painted, so I can have a painted one and a printed one, just because I think the colors will look a little nicer. The hemispheres go on these little sort of cones. Originally I was like, oh, it's like a Madonna style Dalek, but what happens is the hemispheres have got a little dished out section in them, and they sit on there. But really, it's probably more suited to a gel type super glue, which I wish I had. And we often get at work, but I just haven't been out to the hardware shop to get any. And my whole mentality at the moment about Daleks is sort of, well, they say in cars, run what you brung. So I'm going to go with what I have. I'm also going to hopefully not die from the fumes, because CA glue, you know, it's not the nicest gear, but there we go. I can't use solvent weld or anything because it's PLA. The solvent weld doesn't work with PLA. Model hobby cement might, and actually, I'd even considered heat welding these sections together with an old soldering iron, but I have not bought one yet, so that's not going to happen. And this is the moment where I'm always worried that I'm going to like spray myself with glue. I wish there was just a little, you know, a better way to sort of poke into this, but it just isn't. What I should have done is saved. Wow, it's really not wanting to poke through. Hold on. I've probably got some kind of poking thing. Maybe I've got a pin. Hold on. One moment. I'll just go find a pin or something that's a bit more poke worthy. What can I poke with? Oh look. Tweezers. Then again, it could also be that this tube has gone hard. I've got a bad run of glue with live streams. I remember trying to do the TARDIS on a live stream, and that didn't work. Maybe that tube's no good, but I mean, this tube's moving. Oh, that worked much better. That was much more successful. I will save this for later. So what my process is normally to try and get the hemis and the shoulder slats and stuff on, because they need to, like I say, they need to rotate, and then I'll just try and rotate things through. And I'm not very good with these, and I'll see how long it takes before I get glue all over my fingers. And I don't have any paper towel to save myself with. But my method for these is to sort of drip some glue in. Like that. A little bit. You can really see where I go wrong very quickly, because what happens is a drip of glue starts to head down. There it is. It's on the fingers. I should probably be putting the lid back on each time, but I am quite lazy. Now if I can get this into there without spilling it all over myself. I've spilt it all down the side of the model. Hold on. Will this make it worse? Probably. Oh, I can't find them. Never mind. It won't. Hold on. Hold on. I think you can clean it with IPA. Can I clean it off with IPA? Maybe no one will notice. Will this work? You can slightly clean it with IPA, but now it's made a terrible mess. So there we go. I'm going to be getting some Sharpie on that. I'm going to get some texture on that later on. Note to self to not do that again. All right. Just leave the lid off and throw away the glue, James. It's only shitty glue. 2 drips. Should be plenty. The fumes have started. And I can't listen to music. I got copyright strike from the last live stream where I listened to music, so I really need some chat going on or something. I'm not allowed to. No, my luck, they'll probably say that the 3D printer sounds like Daft Punk or something. And the 3D printer is currently not printing what it's meant to print. That's not helpful. So one moment while I just check. Grey eye shaft is what it's meant to be printing, but it's printing black collar, and that's not right. Get off there, you bastard. All right, try this again. Print from TF grey eye shaft. Printing grey eye shaft. See if that works. I wonder if humming's allowed. Can I hum 80s hits? Oh dear, that's left glue everywhere. Stay. All right. I'm thoroughly annoyed by that. Maybe I can clean that up later on. So I have to leave them where they are. And now I'll have to move my golden balls out the way and try and find a way to balance the let's try some of these. So I can do the short ones. Now, the tricky thing about this particular Dalek, what the hell happened there? The tricky thing about this Dalek is that, and I need to stop making this a problem, right, is that the way it was decorated is not the way that it'll appear here. Really, this had quite thick thick gold sections, but this is going to have quite thin ones because these little slats are printed to go in the little divots. They sit in there, which is a very nice way of indexing, and I'm very happy that they do it like that, but not screen accurate. But it's a model. Who cares, right? Oh dear. You know it's good when the glue is leaking out of the sides of the bottle. Yeah! We can work it out! Ah! Shit! Not only have I dripped the glue on my crotch, I have just lost the piece. And of course, I'm going to find it on the floor, and it's going to be glued down, isn't it? Because it would never land on the carpet gluey side up. No, no, no. Right. So, and there's the glue all over the fingers. Right. Oh, God. It's sticking to everything. Right. I'm just going to try and de-glue my hands with some isopropanol. But, like, I need some way for this to stand up so that I'm not going to get glue on everything, but I'm not really sure how that can happen at the moment. Yeah, yeah. Times are tough, but we can work it. We can work it out. It's for all the Michael Bolton fans. So I mean, it's only got a. I don't even know if this is the right amount of super glue to put on. I put on a very, very small amount. Ash, because I wind up with it all over my fingers. I do genuinely wind up. Right, I've got other. Where's my other tweezers gone? Tweezers. Tweezers for picking up said glue-covered things. There we go. I got it on there. I don't know if I'm going to have enough of these. I think I need another couple, but there's one. I think I need 3 more. 1, 2. Oh, there is a third one. Of course, the downside of printing and gluing is that any little trouble you have with your print, too bad. It's going on the final thing. So it's not always the best solution. Oh, Jesus. So I think you probably need to leave well enough alone there for a minute and let those, I'm always thinking, maybe I need to, maybe that's it for that round. I need to go and do something else. Oh, God, there's glue dripping all down this bottle. Jesus. There is so much glue dripping on there. Let me just put the lid on. Because it's really bad. It's just sticking to me. I'm going to have fingers covered in glue. I don't know whether I should get gloves. Would gloves make it better or worse? And again, has spraying the IPA just made it worse? I don't know. I suppose if I do this, It's as good as I'm going to be able to get it. But thing is, I've already got a thin layer of glue on my fingers, so my fingers are kind of undercoated with glue. They get really sticky. I think that one's going to fall off. I really do. But we shall see. We shall see, Galvatron. We shall see. Is there a cool little Transformers animated short on the YouTube last night? Look how much it's leaking out. No wonder it's sticking. There's a big glob of glue that's just leaking out from there. This is where those little drip control bottles would be really handy, but you know, I'm too pov to buy them. Well, I'm not too pov, I'm too cheap to buy them. Oh, Jesus. Right. Alright. Let that dry. I'm not going to get it all done tonight because clearly the glue is not on my side. This is so much messier than it was in the week when I did this. These glues, I've got 2 left, and I need to try and very carefully sort of meter out the glue that remains. So what I'm going to do, move that. I also need to be careful that I don't put things to sit in piles of wet glue, because that would not be good. So I'm going to move that over there. That's the side it's dripping down. No, that's the side it's dripping down now. So I'll put this down here, and I'm going to try and get the next row of hemispheres on. See how we go. And then I'll sort of try and go around one complete side, because I think this bottle of glue is not going to last. The problem is it's actually leaking out before the tip. Oh, shit. So it's not going to last very long, because when I'm squeezing it, it's not actually coming out the tip anymore. It's coming out before then. So in fact, it's so bad that it's only a tiny bit of glue is coming out now, and it's more sticking to my fingers than anything else. And the more I'm squeezing it, the more pressure I'm essentially just clamping my fingers to the bottle. So I'm actually going to call time on this bottle of glue, because this is terrible. If you could see the shininess on the end of my fingers from that bottle of glue, it just leaked everywhere. So I don't know, do I try this one? Retry this again? I'm putting a lot of pressure on it and not getting anywhere. I think you're going to buy more glue. I've got it. I don't think I've got anything left in this control brick bottle. I think it's gone. There we go. Is this one? Maybe this one's okay. Oh, there might be some in here that's still okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's hard to sort of describe how much glue I'm putting in them. I'm trying to sort of not fill the hemispheres with glue because I don't really want it spilling out. But I suppose if people want a little Dalek trinket thing, I'm also trying to get the glue into the bottom so it doesn't try and spill out. Ah, jeez, not going well here. This is a bad night for Dalek building in this house. And I don't know any other way to do this. I'm honestly just doing the best I can. Short of applying a bit of glue to the top of the little nub. Maybe that's the way you do it. Maybe you like go, oh, I'll put a bit of glue on there and then drop this on. Maybe that's the method. We'll see. If that one falls off, we'll know that's not the method. Because I don't know if these, if enough contact is made between these. Maybe this is the way to do it. Maybe I've found the system. There we go. Maybe that's the way to do it from now on. We will see, won't we? All right, so now we're going to move that back. Move that one out of the way so they can dry. Now, I don't want to start yanking on these, but they seem like they're sort of holding okay. So then the next thing to do is, well, this one started to leak. These bigger ones are easy to get on. When you don't drop them. Well, I'm very clumsy. Have always been. Hasn't improved with age. I have terrible dexterity. And it is all on display for the viewers of the world. Might be at a point where I have to stop. I think I need to stop there and let that dry because I can't get much more out of that right now. went wrong. All right, a bit less than that. It's not gone great either. That's gone pretty badly too. I think the system is failing. Alright, so while we wait for them to dry and those to dry, because it's kind of going at a bit of breakneck pace, I will try and attach this. This is a really tricky one to attach. It doesn't fit as well as you'd think. It really, the tolerances on it, depending on your printer, can be really good or really bad. So what I generally try to do is clamp it at the back and allow for a bit of movement at the front. So I will go and get a little clamp so I can get that one on there. The eye stalk has just finished printing. That's a pain to glue together. Also, a spring clamp isn't the best. I use this particular spring clamp because it's the weakest one. So it generally does an okay job. So I'm going to put a bead around in here and see if this will hold. All right. So I'll just let that sit for a bit and see if that will be enough. Okay. The head's a really good section to do, so let's try that. It clips together very, very positively. Sometimes a bit too positively, and it's hard to lever back up. But also, it's a good test of your printers, because these are obviously printed on 2 different printers. So it can be a bit of a lottery. So this is offset. So the letter will correspond with the letter on here. So A goes with A. And all I'm going to do is a few spots. Whoa, that's a lot. Around here. And then we're going to drop on segment A. And that will be fixed. All right. And then I will go for segment B. And again, a few drops around. It doesn't need much. That's segment C. It's not the right bit. Segment B is here. So again, I'm going to drop on this segment first. Drip, 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 drip. Don't want to have too much because you don't want it to drip where you don't want it. You could also put some glue sort of down the whole central shaft part, but I've never, in the few that I've done, I haven't done that yet. Bit of pressure. Segment C is going to go on next, so a few drips of glue around here. So segment C, again it's all keyed, and then segment C on this part. drops on there. Make sure everything's down. And then I do run a little bit. Okay. And set that aside to go off. All right. Now, I'll be very interested to see if this slat has actually stayed. Let's try to glue itself to there. Oh, it's trying. I think that one's going to come off, but there we go. These are the hardest ones to do, so wish me luck. I'm going to go with such a small amount. Probably a closer amount to what I need. It's not the sort of instant bond that I thought it would be when I started using super glue. And using accelerator on 3D prints usually discolors them. So I've had a bottle of accelerator and it was really good for doing structural tacking stuff into place if no one's going to see it. But I would never use it on something that is going to be shown. I remember I glued on the little antenna bases of the Cybermat with super glue accelerator, and it discolored all the silver painted plastic around it. So I wouldn't do it again. It yellows. If you have 3D prints, they yellow. Unless they're grey, then they go brown. I don't know whether that's with all accelerants, but certainly I was using, was it Zapagap Zip Kicker? And that, you know, certainly for PLA. The problem I'm having at the moment is my fingers are so covered in glue I can't feel them anymore. Well, there might be some slat misalignment, but that is very Doctor Who, so that's okay. But it's a means to an end with the kit gluing and whatnot. We're not really, you know, I'd never consider myself one of those people that says, oh no, I build 3D models for money. We're kind of doing it because it costs us a lot to do what we do, and we end up donating what we get to charity. But if we can't do that, if there's something that is getting in the way of that, then we need to try and figure out a solution. And so far, that's what we've come up with. And that's not to say it's the right thing. It is the solution that we've managed. It'd be great if everyone would just say, hey, here's $50 towards your endeavors, or you're allowed to sell 3D printed trinkets or something. But we are not allowed to sell. We pay the same amount to be next to a group that is allowed to sell things. There's also a lot of stuff that comes into it about being a community group. We are an amateur group. We are doing things in a community, but we are not a community group. We don't have directors and financial officers, and we haven't got like an elected board. We need more people for that. We're just a group of people that like making science fiction things. We make sci-fi props, for the fun of it, and for the, try and get other people engaged in making stuff. Happy to help out where we can. So this is our dark and devious plan. I'd love to know from the person who designed the kit if this was the intended method of glue. Gel glue would stick, it'd hold on. It holds on better for like vertical surfaces. So I could probably, heck, if I was using gel, I'd probably be able to do this whole thing in one sitting. All right, let's see if the shoulders holding up. I think they're holding up okay. So they're going to go like that, and then this section is going to sit over the top like that. And again, that'll just get glued on, so we'll put some glue on. I'm about to lose a slap. I'll have to come back for him. This is the method I said I wasn't going to use, and I'm now catching myself using again. The method of get as much glue on your fingers as you can. And you know how you always tell yourself, don't glue up too much at once. Yeah. That might be a problem for the neck. Oh, the neck wasn't ready to move. Oh, there we go. I might have just fixed it. Thought I felt something spring off. I did. I felt one jump. There we go. One jumped off. I have to come back for him later. He'll have to fend for himself. We can't go back now. So it's looking okay, apart from that. Oh no, what fell off then? A hemisphere. There you go. Obviously not enough glue on there. I bet all the professional model kit builders, they don't have this issue. Because they have patience, skill. Actually, let's have that patience and skill. They don't need anything else. You know why? Because they have patience and skill. What do I happen to that? Didn't follow that print very well, did I? Two together. Auto arrange my butt. Now, I'm wondering whether the eyeball. Now, the eyeball on this Dalek is meant to be a torch. It was actually a torch. I'm wondering whether a gold eyeball will do. What do you reckon? A golden eye. To celebrate Tina Turner's life. For all the people that get that reference. Golden eye. What do you reckon? I think black, and then I'll do that bit silver. I'll just get a paint pen and do that bit silver, and then a golden eyeball on the end of it, I think would look all right. What do you reckon? Because I'm probably not going to get to the stage where I can glue this onto the skirt. The skirt's obviously got more hemispheres to go. There's more that has to go on here, so that's going to sit on there like that. I could probably get that on there tonight. What do you reckon? And just leave that sitting. I suppose it's something I could do, isn't it? Why not? He says. Let's go for broke. I'm going to use quite a lot because if any of it sort of trickles down. But I also want the letters facing the front. There's actually a really important reason for that. And it is that this is keyed to a little mechanism under here. So that part there goes in so that when the eye is facing front, the head can't fall off. So that is kind of important. We'll definitely go with that being important. So can't really, I could bring the camera down a little bit so you can sort of see it front on. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 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 Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah! Balls! Oh dear, the whole arm is coming off. That's bad. Sorry, that was not good. That's, oh god, you're seeing me. That's unintentional. All right, there we go. So, what else can I do? I can start the eyeball printing. So I will briefly, oh, I'm getting the fumes. Briefly move away from the chat. I mean, I could also do like a gold. What do you reckon? A gold gun and gold plunger? Yeah. Clear the bill plate, and we'll find those files. Gun. I've said gun on YouTube, so I'm probably going to be in trouble. Golden eye for my 3D printed Dalek. Oh, it's an arm. They call it an arm. And these always print terribly. So interesting to see how they go tonight. 51 minutes to print. And I could do little gold ear lights. Should I try for gold or should I try for purple? I've got blue. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it for now. But I'm also starting to think, what can I set going on the other printer overnight so that when I come back, I've got another set. Like, should I do more black? Should I do another black Dalek? Should I do a black and white one in 3D print? I think that'd be cool. I'm going to call... Oh, look, it's the man with the golden gun. Gold. Ah! I hate it when it does that. Windows, you pain in the rectum. Gold gun. Shaved removable. Alright. So let me go and pop this into the CR10. Show that can get printing. I even thought maybe I should do black and gold, but with a black dome, or do a black dome and see how they kind of look. Maybe I should print these things in black as well. Maybe I will delete the... Oh, bollocks. You know what I did? I saved the G-code for the wrong kind of printer. Now, you might think, what the hell difference does that make? A lot. Apart from just the placement on the print bed. All right. So I want gold gun, yeah. And I want to have it called... CCR 10 gold gun. You know what? I think the plunger should be... Oh, I don't know now. What do you think? You know what? I think they should both be black. I think just the eye should be... Oh, now I'm going to clear everything. I just want the eye. I just want a golden eye. Not a black eye. All right. Save to removable. Okay, right. And do that. It's confusing because the files for the printer with gold in it say black, and the ones for the black printer say gold. Prepare. No, print from SD. Refresh. Refresh. Black eye. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do these ones. I'm going to do the plunger and the gun in black because AC/DC. Do 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 do. Oh, maybe I should have done a short of building this, and then I could have put back in black on it. Do 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 do. Copyright strike, because I can't know. I wouldn't be able to sing well enough to get a copyright strike. The Dalek assembly stream. Save to removable. Eject. Yeah, bloody eject. Am I looking forward to the school holidays? You betcha. Black gun. And no, I have never been approached to make gun things with my 3D printers, nor would I ever make gun things with my 3D printers. Scheisenhausen. I'm doing good at that tonight. Oh, geez, I can't even find the bloody bit. Don't stand on it. Don't stand on it. Probably find about 10 redback spiders before I find the thing that I've dropped. Oh, bollocks. Alright. Bollocks. Bollocks. Bollocks is a handy word. Bollocks. Bollocks. Bollocks is a handy word. Hello, what's that? Oh, that was another failed 3D print. Aha! Found it! Found it! Nah! Got it. It's okay. I'm okay. Alright. Take two. Dalek Ice Dog, take two. Okay. This is a real... I often, doing these, have to do them twice. I'm that good at fucking them up. I'm very good at clamping them together and then doing that, and they're not straight. And I go, oh no. That sounds wrong. That's not too bad. I've seen worse. I have done far worse than that in my life. Do 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 do. There are places I remember because I went there last Tuesday. One of those places was the chemist. I'm sure that's how that song went. There we go. All right. Is that set to... There you go. Just get that on there and happy, and let's have a look. I think everything is still quite wet, so I can't really... I don't feel comfortable turning that upside down just yet. I think it'd be better to just leave that, you know, to rest like that. So yeah, the Dalek this is meant to be was like a movie prop that was repainted, and then the lights broke off it, so they got some jam jars and turned them upside down and put some lighting gels in them, and then the eye didn't look right, so they got a torch and cut the arse end off a torch so it had a light up eye and all that stuff. And maybe that's where the inspiration for the new series Light Up Eyes came from. But I've also been asked by a colleague at work to make a larger version. So this is the 100% version. This is the start of the build for the 150% version, which is considerably bigger. And this is for someone at work's brother who is a firefighter. And so he said, could I do it in firefighter-y colours? So if I remember as a kid seeing this book in a newsagent, and it had a red Dalek with blue hemispheres on the front. So I looked it up, that I hadn't just made it up in my head, and apparently the novelization of The Mutation of Time had a red Dalek with blue hemispheres on it. So I have printed some of it in red. I've got more to go in red, and then I have also bought some nice blue PLA for the hemispheres and the dome lights, and then the rest I think is going to be silver and grey. So I think the shoulder section is going to be silver, along with the slats and all that stuff. That's all silver. The neck rings will be silver. Obviously, the mesh will be black, so I should print that before I change colours on the little printer. And yeah, that'll be good. So it's a mostly assembled Dalek tonight. Haven't quite got all the way to being finished, but it's a mostly assembled Dalek. And with all the awkwardness and losing most of the sensation in my fingers through just not being able to feel what they're feeling anymore. And I think I might have genuinely lost my measurement banana. Hold on, maybe I've got an emergency banana. 1 second. By the way, keep liking and recommending these videos to your friends. Or if you hate these videos, like and recommend these videos to your enemies. That's good too. Enemies. There's kids at school that say they've got enemies. Like, you know, you see that person over there? They're my enemy. I think, are you fucking Batman? Like, what do you mean? It's okay to not get along with people. It doesn't make you enemies. It means you have different ideas. Anyway, there you go. Found it. Keep your bananas where you can see them. And I will now try it. I need an ending line. I don't know what. I can't steal Big Clive's awkward moment. Let's, fumble. Yeah, click on that. And then you got to say yes, click on that.